During a briefing at the White House, a Smug reporter thought he had a loaded question about the cost of arming teachers. However, without hesitation, White House Deputy Press Secretary Raj Shah gave him a blunt 9-word reply that completely silenced the room. On Thursday, while White House Deputy Press Secretary Raj Shah was filling in for White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders, he was faced with several questions regarding President Donald Trump's reaction to the Marjory Stoneman Douglas school shooting in Parkland, Florida. Ads by Rev Content. As one reporter stepped up to the figurative plate, he thought he had the perfect question to back the White House into a corner, but instead, Shah gave him a blunt 9-word reply that, for a split second, silenced the room. To better protect our nation from yet another school shooting, Trump came up with a good solution, namely, end gun-free zones and arm the teachers. According to Mediaite, his proposal suggests that 20% of school teachers should be armed to help combat mass shootings. Hillary's entire hit list just went public. You'll never guess who's won. Health Sciences Institute X ads by Rev Content. Find out more. Greater than 90,754. Of course, liberals think this is absolutely ridiculous and dangerous, but the fact of the matter is, if a shooter knows that someone is going to be armed, they are less likely to choose that target and put their life on the line. Trump has publicly stated that gun-free zones in schools are a magnet for bad people and that teachers could shoot and are immediately. Among several other questions during the briefing, one particular reporter asked about the expense of arming teachers. You're talking about $700 million, maybe north of $1 billion, less than that. In any event, it's a lot of money, ABC's Jonathan Karl said, according to Mediaite. Would the federal government pay for something like this? Do you expect the state and local municipalities? Ads by Rev Content. Leaked Obama video stuns liberals. Watch his guilty face at 033 Alliance for Advanced Health X. Have you heard of these new dental implants? Dental implants sponsored X 2018 Mazda CX-3 gallery photos. JD Power Cars X. Of course, the Smug reporter thought he had Shah backed into a corner, but he wasn't even close. In his short 9-word response, he briefly left the entire room in silence. He asked. Earlier in the briefing, Karl addressed the White House's willingness to support the policy of arming 20% of school teachers. There are 3.5 million teachers roughly in the United States. He said it would be about 20%. That's 700,000 teachers. How would the president propose arming 700,000 teachers? How is that wise to have 700,000 more firearms in schools? Shah didn't hesitate to answer. When you have a horrific situation like you had last week and other school shootings, we've seen these horrible tragedies. What we think and don't think is practical can change, he said, according to Daily Caller. Clearly, those in opposition of armed teachers aren't seeing the big picture. Right now, we've had several school shootings, where deranged people walk onto school property and shoot several unarmed innocent people. If there were armed teachers to stop the shooter in their tracks, fewer, if any, people would die. However, if there's no other armed person to stop the shooter will wreak havoc in who knows how many people before law enforcement can arrive. Which situation would you want to put your own children's lives in? My bet is on the armed teachers, considering our children would actually have a chance of getting out alive. What we're doing now isn't working. Gun-free zones aren't working, and too many innocent lives have been lost at the hands of school shooters. President Donald Trump isn't asking for every teacher to be armed, he's asking for only 20% at each school. Leaked Obama video stuns liberals. Watch his guilty face at 033 Alliance for Advanced Health X. Ads by Rev Content. Find out more. Greater than 57,915. Considering not everyone is anti-gun like the mainstream media likes to portray, there's a good chance that there are already several teachers at every school who would gladly conceal carry to protect their students and themselves from a potential threat. Besides, when the only thing between the students they teach and a deranged or who's shooting at them is the teacher, they are going to wish they had a gun in their hands.